Hello everyone, my name is Kay, and this is a playthrough for My Clinical Death. This game does have several different endings to it, but I only went through one in this playthrough, so maybe you should play the game and find out the others. You know what, we're gonna play My Clinical Death, because that sounds really fitting right now, for some reason. Why is the display capture not capturing? Why is the game capture not capturing? There we go. Thank you. Alright, My Clinical Death. Dedicated to my daughter, Katie. I hope you never have to go through an experience like this again. Oh god. This was back when I was looking for emotional games to play. Katie woke up in some dark place. She felt no pain. The little girl looked around. If, of course, it was possible to look around in the dark. She couldn't see anything, not even herself. Strange. Katie closed her eyes, but nothing changed. It was so dark all around. Maybe she's blind. Katie remembered her mom's words about her eyes needing to get used to the dark. Well, the little girl began to peer into the darkness, and indeed, some began to see better. Soon began. Okay, so she's not blind. It was a field. Okay, it's a nightmare then. A dark and desolate field with some strange thing in the middle. She also saw something in the distance. Dark on dark. Katie put her hand over her eyes with her visor. Looks like a tower. She's seen them in movies. The Dark Towers? I wonder if there's a king living in there. Thought Katie. Behind the tower, the darkness was different. A little higher. Must be the sun that way. Katie thought and looked around again. At another time, she would have been scared and probably even cried, but right now she wasn't scared at all. She felt completely at ease. You could even say that she was happy. But it was strange to just stand there and do nothing. Katie wanted to take a closer look at the place where she found herself. She walked over to the strange thing in the middle of the field. It looked like an idol. I can't really tell what it looks like. Katie has seen those in a book about shamans. Maybe there are shamans here too, Katie thought and shouted. Why did she shout? Is there anyone here? Oh, okay. Her voice echoed across the field. If the shamans were here, they chose not to answer. Suddenly, Katie heard a noise. Not even a noise, but a cawing. Like a crow cawing somewhere far away. Okay, no. Car. That sound really stood out. Probably because Katie didn't hear any other sounds. No, that's not true. There was the sound of the wind. But that sound didn't count because the wind wasn't alive. But the cawing sound was clearly the sound of something alive. Most likely a crow. Or a raven. Caw. Where does it come from? Katie listened and realized that the cawing came from somewhere to her left. And to the left was darkness, like a forest. Or was it a forest that looked like a darkness? Okay, getting a little technical here. Darkwood. Katie thought of the name. Someone in Darkwood needs help. Katie decided and walked closer to Darkwood. She felt no pain. Why would she, though? At the very beginning of the Darkwood, Katie stopped. She thought that if someone lived in the forest, it was their home. And if you're going to go into someone else's house, you have to get permission. You can't just walk in uninvited. What strange things I'm thinking about. At home, she never thought about the right way to enter the forest. But now, for some reason, she did. At that moment, there was another cawing sound from the forest. In fact, it hasn't stopped at all. I wonder, can this be considered an invitation to enter? Katie took a deep breath and shouted, "Why don't you just call? Call back." May I come in? Come in where? Into the forest. To you. You're insane? Well, actually, was it more like grow a tree with a lot of leaves? That's why it was dark. He was even asking if he's allowed to enter the forest. You have to ask that when you enter the house. Katie felt offended. Clearly the person saying this is also offended. There was no need to talk about the house. She knew that herself. So, can I come in? Of course! Come here quickly, I need help. First he insults, then asks for help. What a rude person, and yet you want to go there, thought the little girl. Alright, I'm coming now. Katie shouted and entered Darkwood. A piece of the sky with the tower was no longer visible. Only the dark trunks of trees against the dark background remained. Can you say something else? Katie shouted. Oh, sorry, Katie, you can't casually walk into someone's forest before permission. So I can find you by your voice? Car. Why are you cawing? Are you a raven? Well, yeah. Oh, I thought it was just insane. Okay, we're a raven. And who did you think I was? A human. Is it because I speak in human language? Yes. She looks so disappointed that it's a bird. Do you think only humans can do that? Yes. At least from where I'm from, ravens never talked. They were just shy. I see. Katie said and fell silent, thinking. Are ravens really that shy? The further the girl went, the more Darkwood changed. In fact, it was no longer Darkwood. Far beyond the trees, there was something glowing. Something very bright, apparently. Because of this, Darkwood now resembled a forest at sunset. Soon, Katie came upon a path, and it was there that she saw Raven. He looked like a black spot on black paper, so you couldn't see him. That's what she's saying, right? You can't see him? And he was in a cage. Well, not exactly. Instead, a tree had fallen on him. More precisely, it had fallen next to him. Oh my god, what, is he in a cage? Is he under a tree? The raven was now trapped between the branches, which had shielded him. Oh. Sighed Katie. Are you alright? Does it look like I'm okay? Katie thought for a moment. I don't see any blood on you. I suppose you're not injured. You can still have a broken wing and not be bleeding. I mean, it's reasonable from a kid's perspective, but... Now help me get out of here. How am I supposed to do that? How should I know? You're the human here. What a rude person you are. If you're rude, I'll just leave and that's it. Whoa, wait. Raven fussed and flapped its wings. I'm sorry, please. I'll be mean after you set me free. It's just stress. You see the situation I'm in. Apology accepted. Katie said and thought for a moment. How can she save the raven? She looked around the tree. Many branches were coming out of one large one. if she could bend it a little. I'm gonna go find some sticks to bend the branch. What? No, wait, don't leave me here. I mean, these are technically both the same answers. Don't worry, I'll be back soon. Katie went to the right. She didn't know why exactly that direction. It just felt right. She felt no pain. Strange. Katie thought. I think it's strange that she keeps thinking she's feeling no pain. Not a single good stick. All she saw were broken twigs and strange mushrooms. But can mushrooms really push branches aside? Oh. Katie suddenly realized she hadn't heard Raven for a while. She had gone too far. She needed to get back to him quickly. What if he's scared to be alone? Katie would have been scared in his place. After a moment's thought, she turned back. She took the same path, but for some reason she couldn't seem to get back. Where is it? She tried calling out for Raven to answer her, but he was silent. Did something happen to him? Raven? Well, if he was never there to begin with, I mean, ravens can't actually talk, right? Where are you? But there was no answer. However, Kitty wasn't worried. She knew Raven was fine. What if this is some fever dream from her, like, dying? He probably got out and flew off to his own things. Really, why would he wait for me? Soon Katie came out of a clearing with a single large tree in the center. Katie rarely saw trees so big. At school, she learned that the thicker the tree, the longer it had lived. If that's true, this tree must be very, very, very old. Is it true that the thicker the tree, the older it is? I know you can count the tree's age by how many rings it has. Like within it. But that's if you like chop it down, you can see the rings. And it's so tall. Katie looked up. And then she heard a noise. She looked at the tree. The sound was coming from it. Grandma? How did you get in the tree? Hello, Katie. Katie threw herself into Grandma's arms. She's in the tree. How'd you do that? How'd you get up the tree? It had been so long since they'd seen each other. Oh, she's definitely having like a dying perspective. Orange probably also means a thicker trunk. Yeah. But how? Grandma had left long ago, about a year ago. Katie couldn't understand for a long time where exactly she had gone or why she wasn't coming back. And now they met here in Darkwood. And Grandma smelled just as Katie remembered, lavender and warm bread. Dude, old people don't smell like that. Old people smell weird. I missed you so much. And I missed you, Katie. I missed you too. Soon Katie stepped back from Grandma. She had so many questions. But Grandma spoke first. Katie, you shouldn't be here. Why not? Because this place is not for young ladies. Grandma smiled. This is a place for grown-up ladies, right? I need to be just like you to stay here? Grandma laughed. That's right. But for now, you need to go back. Katie thought about it. She remembered the pain she'd felt before. I don't want to. Alright, well, I can't blame her there, because apparently if the pain's that bad, you wouldn't want to go back. It's quiet and peaceful here. And here I'm not in pain. Grandma took Katie's hand. Sometimes we all feel pain, sweetheart. Sometimes that pain teaches us, helps us grow. Okay, if you get, like, shot, how's that pain gonna help us grow? Like, avoid people with guns? And sometimes it's just random and teaches us nothing. Okay, well thank you, Grandma. Thank you for answering my question. What kind of pain was mine? Grandma looked into Katie's eyes and smiled. The first kind, of course. I'll be stronger when I grow up. Maybe it's emotional pain she's going through. And kinder. And wiser. That's good, said Katie. She wanted very much to be very wise. But for that, you need to leave here. Granny had me covered, right? Girl, I got you. Come, I'll take you. Grandma extended her hand to the girl. What the hell happened to the raven? Was the raven already dead then? This is where dead people things go? Katie reluctantly took it. They walked deeper into the forest. Then Katie remembered Raven. I'm glad someone remembered him. Grandma, did you see Raven? He flew to me and told me about you. Really? Yes. So he's okay. Katie was glad. I don't know if it was a raven or crow, but are ravens like messengers of the dead? Is that a thing with them? Soon she and Grandma came to a dock where a large ship was waiting. A very large. Katie had never seen such big ships. Greetings, madame. Okay, you're a scary pirate. She heard a voice. It was a man dressed like a pirate. He was sitting in a boat by the pier. Good evening, said Grandma. Katie greeted him too, then paused, thinking. How can you tell evening has come when it's always dark here? Grandma continued. And before the granny was the raven? This little girl needs to be taken back. The time hasn't come, has it? What is it? See like the boatman on the river Styx? Exactly. It will be done. And he's just okay with this? Granny's saying, she doesn't belong here. Oh, well, okay. I guess I'll listen to you. Get in, young lady. Come on, my dear. Grandma gently nudged Katie forward. You're needed by your mom. She can't manage without you. Katie remembered her mom. They're also guides to the afterlife. Her kind eyes, her smile. So are pirates manning the river Styx now? Is that a thing too? Mom had been crying a lot lately. Can you imagine getting to the river Styx, seeing a pirate in a boat with a large saber and be like, nope, not going that way. I'll stay on this side of the river. Crying because of me. I don't want to upset her anymore. This time it'll be different. This time everything will be fine. Go. Katie looked at Grandma. Well, we're gonna go back and hug Grandma. Katie rushed into Grandma's arms. She didn't want to leave this place. I'm so tired. Tired of the constant pain of seeing her mother cry. Of feeling like it was Katie's fault her mother was crying. Maybe he's the ferryman on the river Styx with kids' imagination? I don't know. I mean, I can see Johnny Depp taking me over to the river Styx as a pirate. Captain Jack Sparrow, you know? He's kind of creepy looking for a kid's version of ferryman. I want to stay here with you. Katie looked up at Grandma, her eyes glistening with tears. Grandma gently wiped her cheek. You don't have to stay here to be close to me. I'll always be with you, my dear. I'm in your heart. But your mother, my daughter, would be lost without you. She needs you so much. Katie took a deep breath and looked at Grandma. This place felt perfect. I think it's supposed to feel perfect, though. But the thought of her mother sitting alone by her bed again made Katie's heart ache. There's that pain! If I go back, will everything be the same? She asked softly. Grandma shook her head. How the fuck does Grandma know? No, dear. Everything will change. But your love for your mother and her love for you will be as strong as ever. That's what matters most. Remember that when things get tough. Katie was silent for a long time. She didn't want to say goodbye to Grandma, didn't want to return to a world of pain and sadness. But she knew her mother couldn't make it without her. Katie couldn't leave her alone. She looked at Grandma, a newfound resolve shining in her eyes. I'll go back, she said softly, even as tears streamed down her cheeks. Grandma nodded, her eyes filled with pride and love. Take your time, my sweet girl. I'll always be with you, she whispered, and the world began to fade. Katie woke up in the hospital room. Her body felt heavy. The pain had returned, but when she turned her head, she saw her mother sleeping beside her. Katie smiled. I was gonna say, is that what we're gonna get? A lot of time passed. Katie recovered. Her lungs no longer filled with water or hurt. She overheard the doctor saying the word remission. However, that journey didn't leave her unchanged. Isn't remission what they say when cancer, like, goes away for the time being? So she had cancer? Why were her lungs filled with water? It sounded like kind of like she almost drowned. Her lungs were filled with water, but apparently not. Something was different. Katie has changed. She became energetic, proactive, eager to help. Grandma's words and her mother's gaze remained forever in her memory, and because of this, Katie wanted to help everyone who was struggling. She started reading a lot, and soon she told her mom she wanted to become a doctor. She started a blog where she shared the story of her journey. Many people wrote to her, and to each of them Katie tried to help. Just as Grandma had helped her back then. Katie knows that one day they'll meet again. But until then, she has much to do. Game over. Why'd you have to say game over? Why didn't you say the end? And she lived happily ever after. Why did you say game over? Like, oh, she did. Okay. Well, I mean, the title is pretty spot on. My clinical death. She was in the hospital. She apparently died and came back. I like that. It was very short and sweet. I can't tell if the artwork is AI or not. Like, some of it feels hand-drawn like this, but the parts with the ship, that felt like AI. Maybe it's a mixture of both.